This should be the one. Okay, couldn't find my audio. Not as used to this. This mic has been having a little bit of an issue, so let me know and I'll try to figure something out. I couldn't get my other one to work, but hello everybody. Welcome to Step Into the Portal. Nolan is here. Welcome, Nolan. Thanks for joining me. As well, we're going to do a little Claws Out because we are fighting Klaw with the two newest Clawed superheroes, Silk and Black Panther's Shuri. So, should be pretty exciting here. To try this out, I'm going to take a little page out of the Book of Steve, and we're going to play this two-handed. We're going to try to take down Expert Klaw with the precons. Let's see what we can do. Brian says, I can't believe you have Silk and Shuri and I don't have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I'm so sorry. So yeah, we'll try this out. I also shuffled an Atlas, which is one of the Thunderbolts that comes. I don't remember if it was with Silk or Shuri. I apologize. So I put that in here. Might be too much. I don't know. I have Masters of Evil over here if we need to do that. And we can move down to Standard if we want to play it a second time and see how we go. But we'll give it a try and see what we can do two-handed here with each of them. Shuri comes in Justice, so we have that there. And Cindy Moon comes in Protection. So we're Justice and Protection here. And we'll see how it all goes. Sound good? I think we'll jump right in because it could be a bit of a ways to play this with new cards and everything. So away we go. Sorry, I have a lot of tokens and things here. Oh, also, if you're going to be at Con of Heroes, you can catch me there. These are pre-cons. I will be at the Con of Heroes Friday, Saturday, Sunday. All right, here we go. We're drawing 3. We have a Vibranium double resource. We have invisibility gear. When an enemy would attack you, discard it. They scheme instead. Not terrible against Klaw, I guess. Manifold. After they enter play, choose a player. That player searches their deck and discard pile for a player's side scheme and adds it to their hand. Io. After she used the base power, resolve the special ability on another Dora Milaje ally. We don't have that. Wakanda Forever. Resolve one of her upgrades. So we can exhaust her to search for a tech or a Black Panther. Oh, that's pretty cool. And reduce its cost by 2. So the key thing here is that we are going to want to remove threat as fast as possible and get rid of an enemy, which I actually forgot. Let's see if we draw Atlas. Nope. We've got an Armored Guard. So these are the things that we want to try to take care of right off the rip. So I think Manifold is going to help here, and probably Wakanda Forever to try to remove some threat from whichever one does threat. So we're probably okay. We also have Aja Adana, which is an upgrade that lets us exhaust it to shuffle an identity-specific event from my discard pile into my deck. So that could be good to do. So we seem good there. Let's come over here to Cindy Moon, Silk, and see what we get. We do have this Spider Bite that can remove 2. We have an Across the Universe. We have Team Up, Defense card. So I don't think any of this is very helpful. When she defends isn't terrible. I think Spider Bite's okay for each tech card we have in play. So I could try to play this one. These do have some resources on them that could protect us. So we'll discard 3 and see what we get here instead. Albert Moon, Smoothest Silk Web Crawl is probably one that we want. Tuck the top card and counter deck under her. Heal 1 damage for each card tucked. All right. Those might be tricky to get going at first. So first things first, we will exhaust Shuri and search for a Black Panther upgrade. That is a support. Here is an upgrade. The Vibranium suit moves damage. Could be okay. Do we have something that removes threat? Could deal 5 damage to an enemy and gain piercing. Remove 1 threat from a scheme. You may discard this card to confuse an enemy. Tricky, but we'll try it. All right, so these Komodo beads come in. They cost 2 fewer, so we will put that into play. And we have that now, so we can do Wakanda Forever. Oh, it's on each upgrade, but we only have that one. May not be super helpful. All right, so we will flip up. We will spend the invisibility gear and the vibranium to play Manifold, which will let us search for a player side scheme and add it to our hand. Show of Empathy. We could get an enemy on our side. Going Undercover. And Build Support could be nice to get in play, but it's not really the good play against Klaw. We'll leave that and use one as a resource. So we are going to use the Going Undercover to play Aja Adana. We will shuffle an identity-specific card back into our deck. Oh, so this is after she uses a basic power. So this is going to be a little slow. So we can now trigger Wakanda Forever and remove one threat from a scheme. And Manifold 2, so we can bring this one down to 2 and try to get those under control. All right, Cindy Moon, discard a card tucked here, draw 2 cards. Hero action, alter ego, so we could play Albert Moon to draw more cards. Is an idea. Choose an enemy or scheme and play. Discard a card from top deck to tuck that card under her. All right, so if we spent 2 here to play Albert Moon, we'd get a card, then we'd draw 2. Right now, if we play the Spider Bite, the Web Crawl, so currently we could get Spider Bite and Web Crawl to play, which is pretty good. So I think that will be our plan. These ones, we could pay with all these, or we can put the energy shield out to make Spider Bite cheaper. All right, so we will flip up. We will attach an energy shield to her. So when attached character takes any amount of damage, I can spend X lightning resources to prevent that damage. So now it will only cost me 2 to play Spider Bite, which is a 2/1. Reduce the cost by 1 for each tech card you control. So this is a tech, so only costs 2. Can thwart for 2 to defeat this scheme after you defeat a minion or side scheme or resolve a treachery. Tuck it. So nothing to tuck there, but that one is gone. And then we will play Web Crawl. Remove 2 threat from a scheme. Choose a scheme. You may discard a card tucked under Silk from the same to remove 3 more. So we're only going to be able to move 2 and take that off of Mortal Klaw. And then Silk will... I don't think we're worried about the 1 damage here. So we will thwart for 1 here so that we can get rid of this next turn with all the things that we have out. Okay, not too bad. Let's see how we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have T'Challa. We have an On the Prowl, which is removes 3 threat and results. So this is the one I wanted. So this will remove 4 threat on its own, which will be nice. I didn't flip the main scheme up. So 2 threat will go on there. Spider Bites. Choose a player, deal 1 damage to the villain, and each minion engaged with that player may discard this card to stun each of those enemies. Ooh, not bad. Dora Milaje is going to be free, and then we can resolve a special ability and heal an ally. All right, so those are going to be important to get out once we get built here a little bit. All right, and then over here, Silk is going to have Scarlet Spider swinging Silk Kick, stop hitting yourself, and a stun gun. That should be pretty effective. All right, stop hitting yourself after you defend against an attack and take no damage. Deal that damage equal to your defense for that attack. I said that completely wrong, but it deals damage equal to what you defend for. All right. So Klaw's going to attack here. We're going to use Black Panther to defend for 2 after she uses a basic power, which I believe is after I defend. So he's going to attack for 2. Sorry, there should be 3 on here. So she's going to attack for, or he's going to attack for 4 and put Weapons Runner into play. Oof. So I'm going to take 2. After I do that, I'm going to trigger this. I have this on the Prowl to remove 3 threat, so we'll just get... Oh, is it more important to get that here, I think? We have 3 there. So we'll get rid of 1 here using this, and I could confuse an enemy if I want. Okay, then next up, Weapons Runner and Armored Gardener attack for 1 each, so I'm down to 7. Over here, I'm going to be attacked. I will defend with Silk. I don't have anything to play. So he will hit me for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the activating enemy gets a tough status card. Ooh, it's hitting hard with those Atlas ones in there. So Klaw is tough. I defend for 3. I take 2, go to 8. By the way, started at 11, started at 10 health. Sorry I didn't give a lot of those details. And then we get encounter cards. First one is Sound Manipulation. Take 2 damage, Klaw heals 2 damage. All right, just like that, I'm down to 5. And an Illegal Arms Factory that comes in with 5 and a hazard icon. All right, so we pass over here to Silk. Whew. Not a lot to do. I did not avoid damage. When another Web Warrior character would take any amount of damage, Scarlet Biter takes that damage instead. So we could get the stun gun and this, but unfortunately we can't. Stunning the villain isn't bad. We really want to clear these. What do we have for threat removal? We could let that one be. Okay. Man, one short. Because I would love to play both of these, but I don't think that's the right move here. What do you have over here? Spider Bite, deal 1 damage to the villain and each minion engaged with that player. Isn't bad. Manifold could get rid of 2. This gets rid of 3. That gets rid of 2. So we can clear those and start dealing damage here. We can't play all these things is the issue, huh? So we can't get this down and play this. Whew, we are just a resource short on each of these. So after I defeat a minion or side scheme or resolve a treachery, tuck it under here. So what I should have done is the web crawl should have been the one that removed 2 off of this. So I'm just going to back that up a little bit. So I will have played web crawl to clear the defense network, because then that would be here. And then I will have Spider Bite remove the 2 here. It just switches it and gets me there. All right, so more important is to get threat off the board. So I'm going to spend 1, 2, 3. I'm going to get rid of this web kick. I'm going to put Scarlet Spider out. Then I'm going to have Spider Bite thwart for 2 off of the Immortal Klaw, so that goes away. Gets rid of our acceleration and 10 health. And then Scarlet Spider can take the damage. When another Web Warrior character would take any amount of damage, takes that damage instead. So we could use that when we defend here. I don't think I'm going to remove 1 threat here. And then, as an action, I'm going to have Black Panther play On the Prowl, remove 3 threat from a scheme, then resolve the special ability on an upgrade you control. So I will do that here. And remove 3 from this, bringing it down to 2, and then resolve this to remove 1 threat. And I could discard it to confuse, which I think is pretty good. So I think I will do that, enabling somebody to flip down. So this is resolved. And then, who wants to flip? Discard a card, get 2 cards. So I could have played Scarlet Spider, had to have been smart about that. That's okay. All right, we'll use this ability to shuffle a card back in, which I think will be those beads. Calling for actions, obviously. Not my turn yet. So who? I think you're going to need to flip more. All right, so Silk will stay up. We'll pass to Black Panther's turn. She will flip down. So this card is free, Dora Milaje. If I am Wakanda, so very similar to the Web of Life and Destiny. We will flip and we'll hold Spider Bites. Manifold will thwart here for 2, go away. And we've got some decent control. Not amazing, but we're getting back there. All right. There we go. These are supposed to be face down. Tuck that card here. It doesn't say face down, I guess. So we've got that under there. All right, we will draw up 1, 2, 3. We've got Dr. Sinclair, Smooth as Silk. We could play this Stop Hitting Yourself. Not too much, though. But we have some ways to defend. And then over here, we will draw to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We do have Okoye, who could help us to be able to do this. Ability, a little bit of setup for all those cards. We may need to do this Spider Bites, although we don't have anything that triggers, so we will see how we can do here. All right, this will only go up 2 to 4. Then attacking here against Silk, so Silk will defend. Draws 2. It's a +4 on Atlas, so hits for 5, plus the Weapons Runner comes out, so I defend for 3. I don't think I care about dealing the damage back. I will just take the 2 and go to 6. And then the Weapons Runner will attack for 1. You know what? We're just going to defend that with Scarlet Spider because I don't think they can do much else other than take people's damage. And I could pay, but I think I want to save these resources to get Dr. Sinclair and the gun out. So we're good there. Then over here, Klaw can't scheme. Weapons Runner schemes for 1. This goes to 5. And we get encounter cards. All right, caught off guard. I will get rid of the energy shield. And over here is an advance, so he will scheme for 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I realize that Klaw is the nemesis. All right. So we are all set here, so we will pass to here. Still digging a little bit out of the hole with these enemies, but we should be getting closer. So if I play Spider Bites and I use a basic, I could then deal damage to each of these to get closer, but I wouldn't have a way to heal. I have the Elephant's Trunk, exhaust this, and up to 2 Wakanda allies and supports, and draw a card for each. So let's start there. We're going to put that down. We're going to exhaust this and a Wakanda support, which will be this one. And we're going to draw 1 card for each. So we're going to draw 2 cards. So now we have Infiltration. So we could get another minion and remove this. There's my team up card. I can get Okoye out. But I don't think that's a benefit to me. So I think it's going to be these 2 that I want to play. All right, do I need to heal? I could block with Scarlet Spider, because then I can do a base. Oh no, I got rid of that. I could do a basic for Spider Bites. So then if I attack, I could defeat this one, deal some damage after I play Infiltration. All right, so we will try that. We're going to flip up. We are going to spend 1 on Infiltration. We're going to choose a number from 1 to 5. So we're going to choose 5. And then we're going to discard. We're going to remove. Hold on. We're going to discard that many cards at the top of the encounter deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There was a minion in there. Remove 1 threat from a scheme for each card discarded this way. So we'll remove 5 threat. Put 1 minion into play engaged with you. So we're going to put this guard into play. Engage. So we got rid of 5 threat and got a minion. But then we will attack for 1 on the Weapons Runner. Sorry. Then we will play Spider Bites. Attack for 1 on the Weapons Runner. And then when we attack, we can trigger one of these. So we're going to choose a player, deal 1 damage to the villain, and each minion engaged with that player. 1, 1, 1. Get rid of all these. And 1 damage here. And I can discard it to stun each of those enemies. So let's do it. And then we'll shuffle it back in. So not getting a lot of setup, but getting control of the board. That's what we're trying to do here. All right, so these are all stunned, so I don't have to worry about damage. And then I will play Show of Empathy, which has 6 threat. When threats removed from this scheme, place it on a non-elite minion. If that minion has threat on it equal to or greater than its remaining hit points, add Show of Empty the Victory display and attach one set-aside copy of Redemption, which I have here, so that minion will actually join my side. I'd love to play that on Atlas. So let's see if we can make that work. All right, we're pretty good over here. Oh, Eric said a lot. You didn't have to exhaust Scarlet Spider. He could have just taken the damage. Ah, right. Good call. If an ally defends to take damage, it still has to exhaust. Similarly, if you defend for another hero in a multiplayer game, you have to defend. Oh yeah, it's Scarlet Spider's ability. Yeah, because she's a web warrior, so that's what it's saying. All right, perfect. So we are in good shape there. I mostly want to play Dr. Sinclair for sure. I can exhaust her and spend a mental resource, heal damage equal to my recovery, and discard a status card. I don't sadly have that to do this with, so I could play Smooth as Silk, or I can put my stun gun down. Choose an enemy who's given play, discard cards. Oh, but I could discard. So I will play Smooth as Silk. I'll choose the weapons runner, and I discard until a card from the same encounter set, so it's this Armored Guard, comes out. So this will go under here. I will flip down. Oh, Resolve a Treachery. I keep forgetting everybody. All right, so I resolved Caught Off Guard, and I don't remember what I resolved the previous turn. So we're going to just put this here. Forgive me while I figure all that out. I'm going to flip down. I'm going to discard Caught Off Guard. No, Eric hates that card. I'll be nice. I'm going to discard Defense Network to draw 2 cards. Ooh. All right, so now I get J. Jonah Jameson. I can search for Get the Scoop or remove 2 threat from a side scheme. I don't want them to join me. I could also do this. So I'm going to play, it's a little crazy because he's really good, but I'm going to play the Stun Gun, which has 2 tokens on it. I can use it to stun the minion, and then I'm going to spend J. Jonah Jameson here to heal for 3 to go back to 9 and remove a status, which I don't have. All right, and I'm going to discard this Stop Hitting Yourself because I can't play it while I'm in Alter Ego. All right, we're pretty good. We'll go this way and draw up. Oh, yeah, so just so you know, Eric, the Scarlet Spider says, interrupt, when another Web Warrior character would take any amount of damage, Scarlet Spider takes that damage instead. So when the Weapons Runner attacked here for 1, Silk is a Web Warrior, and so I can put the damage on Scarlet Spider. I defended it because I wanted to get 1 fewer damage, but I didn't actually end up needing to defend because of that interrupt ability. Which, yeah, makes sense. These cards are new and hard to know what they all do, for sure. Okay, so we drew here. We've got a Clawed Strike. We've got the Raft, so we can tuck minions under here. We've got it on Patrol to remove more threat, to keep that threat down, because it is going up. This will go to 6. Oops. I will draw. The Web Crawl and the Organic Webbing seem good. Madame Web. After Madame enters play, look at the top X cards of the encounter deck, where X is the number of Web Warrior cards you control. You may discard 1 card. Look, that's why I put the rest back in any order. Well, I do have a lot of Web Warriors, so there is that. But I think this Organic Webbing and this Web Crawl might be the way to go. I also can draw 2 cards if I want to get rid of one of these. So options. All right, stunned. That was fun. Schemes for 2 plus 0 plus 1 is 3. So this will go to 9 out of 12. So far, safe. All right, assault. So he's attacking anyway. I cannot take that damage. I don't have anything to trigger. I will just defend. I don't think I want to lose Scarlet Spider at the moment. 0 and a 1. So it's going to be 2 damage. So I defend it all. Unfortunately, I can't trigger anything because I don't have anything there. And then this encounter card is going to be Under Fire, because why not? 2 cards. First one is Sonic Boom. Exhaust each character I control or spend resources. Ugh. That's not my hand. That's not my hand. So if I did get rid of these 3 and draw 2, I can still play the cards I want to play and have all those. So I'm going to pay the cost, which I rarely do. Uh-oh. Silk Sense Overload. When a card would be tucked under your identity by a player effect, tuck it under here instead. Then if there are 2 cards tucked here, you may discard this card. Remove it from the game instead if there are 3 or more tucked cards under here. I would have to get more than 1 at the same time. Okay. A little confusing there. All right, passes to over here. So I will discard one of these. I think the Armored Guard is fine. He's not too threatening. We'll draw 2. So we've got our Outwit and our Organic Webbing. These were the cards that Eric and I previewed for everybody, so that's fun. All right, of which I think I want to play the Organic Webbing. Oh, if I was smart, though, I would have gotten rid of Caught Off Guard because I have the Armored Guard here for the event. All right. Trying to play smart. We will flip up. Silk is going to spend 2, not today, and Spider Claws to play Organic Webbing so she can thwart per +1. Discard a card tucked under. I can ready her and gain Aerial. So I could thwart for 2 with that. But I think instead I will play Web Crawl. And I can remove 2, discard this, and remove 3 more. So that's 5 in total. I think will be a good plan there. I didn't defeat anything, but I will now. I'm going to punch this Weapons Runner. So that's going to tuck it under here instead. The Silk Sense Overload. Then Spider Bite is going to thwart for 2, take a damage, which I'll put on Scarlet Spider. I don't have any cards there. I will use the Stun Gun to stun the villain. I'll have to deal with that. And I will pass the turn over here. I am then going to... Wow, I'd like to put out the Raft, I guess. Can I do this? This is Alter Ego. So I could play the On the Prowl. So I'll play that for 3. Remove 3 threat from a scheme to clear this. I will flip down. I'm going to exhaust these 2 to draw 2 cards. Nice. Okay. This Vibranium is going to play the Raft, which is a shield support. So that'll be fun for Maria Hill. After a minion leaves play, tuck it under here from the discard pile. Remove threat from a scheme equal to the tucked minion's printed scheme if there's at least 4. So we can put 4 under here. So not great against them. And then we'll hold these 2, and we will shuffle a card back in. We got all those in there, so we're going to shuffle our Vibranium back in. All right, we'll draw up 1, 2. Ooh, look at all those doubles. Hey, 3 doubles, and things to do with them. Spider Bites, Sting Operation, and a Clawed Strike. So we should be able to deal some damage and finally clean up this town. All right, over here, we will draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got a Not Today, so we can defend to remove threat. Stun Gun, we've got a Kick, and an Eidetic Memory. When you reveal a card from the same encounter set as a card tucked under your identity, exhaust Eidetic Memory, swap those cards. Okay. All right, so we're going to put 2 threat on the main. Klaw is going to attack here, but is stunned, so that won't happen. Then Klaw is going to scheme over here for 2. 3, 4, it's a +2, so this will go to 6, and these scheme for 0 each. Then we will add these two counter cards. Titanic Proportions. This is from Atlas. The players as a group take X indirect damage, where X is the number of growth counters on Atlas. If it's less than 3, it gains Surge. So Surge. All right. Sound Body. So he's got Retaliate 1. Not too bad early on. T'Challa's Shadow. That's probably bad. 4 doubt counters. After you thwart, attack, or defend, remove a doubt counter from here. Increase the resource cost of each card you play by 1. Ew. Okay. So we probably need to heal. All these cards cost +1. Wow. That's not going to be good. All right, so let's exhaust these so we can draw 2 cards. Claws, beads, all sorts of things. All right, what do we need to do? Deal 2 damage to an enemy. Discard this card. Deal 3 additional damage to that enemy. Not amazing. So I can only attack or thwart twice. So that means I can put down this Spider Bites. I can attack to deal some damage and stun everything. And then I can play this Clawed Strike and not have enough to play this. Ugh. Rough. All right, so I'm going to exhaust this to shuffle a card back in, which is going to be my On the Prowl. So if I exhaust and go get one of my upgrades or techs, which I don't know if I have any left, that would give me an extra card. That would cost 1. If I don't, I think I just block here. Okay, so we'll flip up. We will spend 3 to play Spider Bites. We will... do we just thwart? Only attack for 1, huh? No, it's fine. We'll attack for 1 on this Armored Guard. We'll trigger this to go 2, 1, and deal 1 here. So he's down to 35. We'll get rid of it. We don't have to do that now, do we? We'll hold it. Okay. Then we'll spend 3. And we can use this double to play Clawed Strike. And that will be another thing, so that'll get rid of 2 on here. It's going to go to the victorious play. Okay. So then we deal 4 damage somewhere. So we'll deal 4 damage to this Armored Guard. Leaves play. We can tuck it under here. And remove 0 threat. Let's save it for other people. Then we'll trigger these beads to deal 1 and 1. And we'll discard them to stun Claw. And none of those are attacks on Claw, so there's no retaliate. And then unfortunately I can't play these beads because everything costs +1. All right. Maria's Sidekick Voltron deck. Nice. I like it. All right. Silk is going to try to eliminate some cards. I guess I should have left things for Silk. Did I do encounter cards that I forgot? Titanic Proportions was resolved, right? And Under Fire was resolved. So these 2 should be here. Oh, that is the hardest thing to remember. I'm sorry, everybody. I should be teaching you or explaining it to you, whichever way you want to look at that, instead of forgetting every time, but tricky to remember. Okay, I can put down this Stun Gun. I think I like that. And this Eidetic Memory. When you reveal a card from the same encounter set. So we're good there. Then I don't need to heal here. I can thwart for 2. bring this down to 4. Spider Bite thwarts for 2. 1 goes on Scarlet Spider. And then I can discard a card from here. The Titanic Proportion sounds good since there's no Atlas. Ready her, and then thwart again for 2 to clear this. I will flip down. I've got 2 tokens on this, and I've got the Eidetic Memory. When you reveal a card from the same encounter set as a card tucked under your identity, swap those cards, reveal the card that had been tucked under Silk instead. All right, so I can always get under fire instead of caught off guard. I don't think that's super useful at the moment. All right, so all this stuff readies up. I've got this here. I guess tucking that under her is not the best place to put it. Okay. Whew, this is brutal. This too. I got so many things that are just shutting down what I'm trying to do. All right, so we get 3 more here. I can defend to get rid of 1, and then I can play on the Prowl. And that should give me the space to play Infiltration. Okay, so we at least have something we can do there. Over here, we'll draw 3, and we'll draw 6. A lot of defense here, but we do have a Spider-Man and no ability to play it. That stinks. We could use him to heal, though. We have the ready for a fight, so we can put those down to be able to change to hero form. That's really cool, actually. Get the scoop. We can do this to look at top 2 cards and tuck 1 under my identity. Not bad. Okay, my reporter side. Hey, Sidekick Nick Fury sounds awesome. Maria's super fun. Hopefully I'll see you playing that at Con of Heroes. Woo, sounds good. Thank you, and thanks. All right, 2 go here. He's attacking, but he's stunned. All right. Then he's scheming for 2, 3, 4. It's only the other side when a card would be tucked under here. Okay, just making sure I've got all those. I feel like I generally know how it works, but I'm getting it wrong sometimes. All right, this will accelerate. Just tricky. Once Klaw pops that, we really got to get going on damage. But hey, the precons are doing pretty well here. Okay, it is a growing strong. Find Atlas and reveal him. Atlas activates against you. Oh boy. Well, that's good. So now we can try to punch him and do this thing, and I want to get him on my side. But he's huge. All right, 18, 3 attack, and villainous. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. After the villain phase ends, plays a growth counter, and he gets +2 health. Wow. All right, so he's attacking for 3 with villainous. So we're going to have Scarlet Spider step in the way. 3, 4, 5, 6. Thanks for playing the game. This is out. All right, and then... yeah, there's no way I can defend that. All right, then Titanic Proportions. Players like whole, tape group, where X is the number of growth counters. So we take 0. That is resolved, but we don't get it. And it surges into sound manipulation. He heals 4 damage. So he heals to 2. Or heals to 36. All right, we go over here. So, we can clear 5. We got a lot of damage to do to him, though. To get him on our side. So we can do the swinging Silk Kick. We don't have a card. So we could deal 7, which gets him to 11. Put 6 on him, is 13. We would still need a bunch more damage. We don't have the resources there. We could discard this to draw 2 more cards, because we don't need it for this. Okay, so we'll discard Under Fire. We'll draw 2, get an encounter card. Now we could technically play Peter Parker. This whole idea is crazy. But I thought it'd be fun to have Atlas. All right. So now we can use a stun gun, get the scoop, and a ready for a fight to play Spider-Man. Peter Parker. We can flip up, because I don't think we need to heal. We have 3 for a swinging silk kick, so we're going to deal 7 damage here. Then we just have to figure out the best way to do the rest. That can remove 3 threat. She can remove 2 threat. So we need 1 more. I remove 2. I can't ready at the moment. Also need to deal damage. This removes 5. That doesn't trigger this. Oh my gosh. Gets a little spinny. Okay, so it's 2 thwart and 2 damage. So I guess the easiest thing to do is, how does this work? When threat would be removed from this side scheme, place a threat on, if that minion has threat on it equal to or greater than its remaining hit points, add something and attach 1 set-aside copy of Redemption to that minion. All right, so this will go away no matter what. All right, so let's do it. So let's thwart this for 2. Spider-Man thwarts for 2. Silk thwarts for 2. So there's 6 threat here. This doesn't do anything. Spider-Man's got 1. So that's a total of 13, which means we need 5 more damage. And damage is what we don't have, huh? All right, so in that case, we're going to swap that a little bit. We are going to deal 6 damage here, which will bring him to 13 instead. And then Spider Bite can thwart this for 2. Putting it here, this will be at 4. Wow. $13, and then we need 5 to get this is a lot of work to make this work. Then we'll see what happens from here. Okay, so there's that. We didn't clear anything. This is done. This is done. We'll stun Klaw because we can. All right. Pass turn. I'm all set here. So then over here, I have to pay +1. I have this infiltrate and this card to deal additional. So I could spend the 2 on the infiltrate, which will give me Atlas. So then I could thwart. But I would have an enemy. Oh, man. All right. So we're going to spend this sting operation. No, I have to spend 2, right? I'm doing it right. On infiltration. We're going to spend the double on infiltration. We're going to say 4, 3, because we only need 3 over here, right? 1 comes off of this. So 1, 2, 3. No minions. So then he would have 5 on him. So, because, yeah, we took 3 off of there. So this goes to 5. So then we will put this in the victory display. And we will attach this. Oh, is it non-elite? It's non-elite, isn't it? Non-elite. All that work. Oh, boy. Okay. So we'll leave this at 6. Spider-Bite will thwart this for 2. All of a sudden I was like, wait, it can't be that I can do this. It's got to be non-elite. All right, so the infiltrate will remove 3 threat from here because that's the number I called out. That will remove 1 from this. I will then recover, I think, although I can't play this on the pro unless I do something. So I will thwart. I'll punch him for 1 more. Flip down. This goes away. Darn it. I thought I was so clever, everybody. I'll exhaust these 2 to draw 2 cards. I now have a NECA, so let me go for that. I'm going to need some threat removal. So let's ignore the beads for now. Play these two to play a NECA after you use a basic power. Resolve the special ability on another Dora Milaje ally. Remove threat from a scheme. And then I can exhaust this to resolve one and heal 1 damage from them. Okay, so I can make that work. We'll deal 2 more here so that this could be really close. Boy, that was a mess. And we'll hold this and we'll shuffle something back in. Do I have... I guess if I shuffle one of these back in, I have it. I'll just shuffle my Vibranium back in and hope that's useful to me. Okay. There we go. Woof. We got there. 2 Vibraniums, a Clawed Striking on the prowl. So that'll help us get rid of enemies and other things. We got our suit. That should be pretty good. Getting a little bit set up over here. Silk still needs a little bit, but has the stun. 3, 6. I don't get 6. I get 5. My bad. All right, here's the Outwit. Here's the Claws I could play. It's really just a matter of now getting tucked cards under there on her. So we'll have to have her take out Atlas. Then she'll get him. Go from there. He can also go in here if we just don't want to deal with him, which might be the better spot. Does that have to be non-elite? No. So that could be another option. Okay. So 3 goes on the main. This goes up to 4. He's stunned. Then he's scheming over here for 2, 3. And, oh, Atlas is villainous. Okay. Well, it is what it is. So this is going to go up to 7, and then Atlas will scheme for 2. So this is 7 will go to 9. And then we'll get cards. All right, so she's going to resolve these cards. So treacheries, assault, I'm getting attacked. This will go here eventually. All right, so when I get attacked, I don't have anything, so I just defend. Attacks me for 1. If it deals damage, exhaust your hero. So I did it. All right. So then this assault would get resolved. It would go here. If there's 2 cards tucked here, discard this card. So all these will go away here. Second card is assault, attacking me again. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I will go to 5, and then that assault will get tucked under my card. Cool. All right, and then this one over here is assault. Why are there so many assaults? What's going on? Standard Red Skull, standard Red Skull. What? Oh, that one's in advance. Did I put the wrong one? Gotcha. Okay, so hers must have been advance. I must have saw it advance as assault. So I didn't have to defend. And he'd only get the +1. All right, there we go. So he'd scheme for 3, which means this would pop. And then the advance would go here, but I wouldn't take 4 damage. All right, so then this pops, goes to the next stage. It's a little bit of trouble. And I flip till I get a weapons runner. All right, then an assault over here will surge into a bodyguard. And all right, here we go. We need to heal. So we're going to heal for 4. We're going to draw 2 cards. Boom, boom. Little build support. Might be time. Exhaust her, heal damage from an alter ego with a concentrate equal to that character's recovery. Oh, well, that's great. All right, so the Sting operation will play Queen Ramonda, who will exhaust and heal me for 4 to 11. I will shuffle a card back in. I like the events for now, so I'll just get the Clawed Strike and shuffle, 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 shuffle. flip up. Oh, I did forget that this could have used this, but that's okay. All right. Don't have that. She would like to kill things. Even Atlas. Things can also go under there to remove threat. Oh, we could just get the weapons runner. Why not? All right. So, well, we could play the suit. So we'll play the vibranium suit. Then we will play on the prowl. Play on the prowl, remove 3 threat from here. So that will put the 3 threat on the weapons runner, who will then join me. It's not that good. Not nearly as good as what I wanted to do, but hey, it's a thing. So now I have a weapons runner. Yay, finally. And then I could move a damage from my hero to an enemy, and I could get a tough status card. Yeah, I don't need that. So the weapons runner will remove this. I will play build support. Put it out there with 6. Oh, not nearly as exciting as what I wanted. Then I can punch out Atlas. Let Silk punch out Atlas. These can get tucked under here, so we don't have to see them, although I don't care about those enemies. When I played that, I triggered this, but I don't have any damage, so I can't deal the one here. Ugh. Okay, so we'll deal 2 here. Come on. So much help. I'll just remove a threat from this, because that's going to be a bigger deal. Okay, then I will have Silk punch Atlas, and we'll put Atlas under the raft, which removes no threat, but we don't have to deal with him anymore. So I think that'll be a little bit better for now. Then Spider-Man. Oh, look at this. Then we'll use a double and a swinging Silk kick to play Scarlet Spider. Spider-Man will thwart here for 2, bring this down to 3. Okay. See ya. Thanks for joining. We'll put a damage here. Ready Silk. Silk will thwart for 2. And then Scarlet Spider will thwart for 1 to clear build support. Take 2 damage. That damage was there. We're good, and we'll go get a support and put it into play. We'll get J. Jonah Jameson over here. I feel like we have almost all of our supports. On this side. Yep. No more supports here. That's fine. All right, flip down. What can I heal to? So I'll use my outwit to heal. I will get the scoop. Put it into play. I think I just go to 10. Not a great heal. And we're good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ready them all up. This has 4 on it. And cleared build support, but I don't think that could do anything. 1, 2, get a card. Thank you for watching, Eric. See you in a couple days. All right, we'll ready all these up. The weapons runner thing versus all that work to get Atlas is kind of hilarious. I can't lie. All right. Oh, weird set of cards. Okay, so we are coming here. We're adding 3 threat. He is attacking for 1. We can defend with somebody. We'll just defend with ourselves. Attacks for 1, 2, 3, 4. So we block 2, we take 2, and then we trigger this so we can move a damage onto an enemy here. All right, then the armored guard will attack for 1. I'm down to 9. Over here, he's going to scheme for 2, 3, 4. So this will go to 7 out of 16. And we'll get cards. First one is another armored guard. Second one is exhaustion. Haha, joke's on you. Sonic boom. I gotta spend resources. Now the joke's on me. I will spend the sonic rifle and the sting operation. Those are the only resources I have. But must spend resources if you can. Can't just ignore it. All right, and then over here, we're going to get Titanic Proportions. So we're going to take no damage. It will surge. I don't get the card. And then Grow Invulnerable. Place 1 additional threat here for each growth counter on Atlas. If Atlas has 10 or more growth counters on him, the players lose the game. Crisis. All right, this goes here. We are good. We can get rid of that to draw 2. We now have these claws. We could go get a card. But we don't have a lot of threat removal. We could have 4. We can do that. To get rid of some, I have a Clawed Strike. I don't have a way to ready. So damage. Yeah, threat's going to be tricky here. Okay. I can put this on Spider-Man, but we don't have to do that. So I think I will get rid of this advance and draw 2 cards, see what I can do. More Smooth as Silk. I'll use J. Jonah Jameson to remove 2 threat from here. You can do your Maria Hill. I'm done soon. I'll jump on to Maria Hill when you play her. All right, so here is Silk. Flip up. I can thwart for 2. Scarlet Spider. Where am I going to get like a single threat removal? I don't think this is very good. So the Smoothest Silk can get me cards so that I could do more damage, although I don't do any of that. Swinging kick. Yeah, nothing's very exciting. All right. Thwart for 2. Spider-Man, put 1 here. Ready me. He doesn't take the damage. Thwarts this for 2. This is gone. I ready. I thwart for 2. So at least get rid of a little bit there. I used this. We'll play these. Play a Smooth as Silk. We're going to pick this Armored Guard and get Claw's Vengeance. We're going to play another one. Pick the Armored Guard. Oh, wait. Do we have to discard? So we actually don't want to do that. Now that I realize there's only 1 card. Okay. We'll put the claws down. We triggered this. Oh, we defeated this side scheme. Was I able to do that with Silk? I didn't, did I? I did that with Spider-Man. And Silk removed the other 2. Lame. All right. We'll spend 1 of each of these to get rid of the... I want to do that on the next... Whatever. I can get rid of it now, so I'm just going to get rid of it. And I'll put the energy shield down. I'll just put it on myself so I have it out for the next one. And I'll hold Smooth as Silk. I guess I might as well just see. I'll say the Armored Guard and see what it is. And it is not. So it triggers nothing. So this accelerates again. Well, now's the time to kill him. I mean, it's just late coming out. It was supposed to be out 2 Fridays ago, so finally came in. But I do know a guy. It is true. Thanks, everybody, for watching. And everybody go watch Steve. He's going to play Maria Hill in a little bit. And I'm not saying that. I said it kind of funky, but definitely go watch him. All right. So this weapons runner can pop this tough and then be gone. That one can defeat that. I can also just flip down and not deal with them. I have to get rid of threat. I cannot. I should not flip down, should I? Oh, I readied all them. All right, so I will ready this, remove 1 threat from a scheme, bring this down, and heal her 1. Yeah, I don't think killing them is that big a deal. So we'll play the kimono beads. We'll have Aneka and the weapons runner remove 1 each from here. That's going to get rid of all this chaos. That will go there. They're going to thwart for 0, so who cares? We will flip down. We're going to risk it, I guess. We'll just heal this turn. We can draw 1 card. Infiltration, and we can shuffle something back in. So we'll shuffle this one back in. We're going to have to deal damage. That's the problem. I find that often with these precons. We heal back up to 11. Okay. Let's hope he doesn't scheme for a lot, because then we're in trouble. Oh, Get the Scoop was here. I didn't even notice that. All right, so we're adding 4 threat to the main to go to 6. Then attacking Silk over here. And I don't have a hand of cards. Ooh, I do have a not today. So I will spend Madame Web, and I will defend for 5. It will hit me for 5 and a tough status card. So I will take no damage, remove 2 threat from a scheme. That's that. And, oh, I could play Stop Hitting Yourself then for 5, but he's got the tough status, so that makes no sense. Darn it. Then over here, he will scheme for 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, 0. So that's going to go to 9, and then we get encounter cards. So Defense Network comes back out with 5 on it. Whew. And Klaw's Vengeance. Discard a random card. Ew, that's no fun. Yeah, getting to damage and then keeping all this threat under control is definitely a tricky spot. Not bad, I lost an invisibility gear. All right, so this comes back over here. Silk is this way. We are here. There is a Okoye. Could be pretty good. We don't need to heal, so let's draw 2 with these. Let's use our 2 doubles to play a Okoye and see how this goes once we do this. So, choose Wakando hero or ally. They get +1 thwart, +1 attack until the end of the phase. Okay, I have an infiltration. Here's a spider bite. Deal 1 damage each villain. Can we get that spider bite? No, I need 1 more resource. I could draw the card here, but then I wouldn't be able to activate. Man. All right, so I will flip up. It just isn't a good situation here. I'm going to use the sting operation and say 5. Discard 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's no minions, so I'll get rid of the defense network here. That's good. And then these 2 cards can't be played unless I figure out something. I can shuffle one of my cards back in, which will be the Clawed Strike. Okay, then I can thwart for 2. They can all thwart. Resolve special ability. All right, so I can heal a NECA for 1, remove a threat from the main scheme. Then Okoye thwarts for 2 and gives me +1. So I thwart for 3 to bring this down to 3. Trigger a special ability. I can remove a threat or a damage. I'll remove a threat from a scheme and then confuse the enemy. Is it 1? 1 block. Okay. And then a NECA can punch for 2. Oh, no, wait. When this happens, I resolve this one. So that removes a threat. And when this one happens, I resolve this one. So I would have just done that first. Okay. Did I also... No, I triggered the one here. Okay, so then the punch for 2 will be here, and the armored guard is out. Okoye has 1. All right, well, that's kind of cool. You have to find the little pattern in doing those. That was neat. All right, here, all I have is spider reflexes. Did I resolve cards here again and forget? Did I have to do the sonic boom? No, I think I'm good. All right. So this one is when I defend, I get +1 for each card from the same encounter set as that one. Okay. I can then discard a card to be able to ready. I can use J. Jonah to clear that. The Cindy Moon player looks at the top 2 cards. So I think that's fine. Spider-Man will thwart this for 2. Ready me. I will also thwart it for 2. Get the scoop. Look at the top 2 cards. Tucks 1 underneath. Alright, I'll take my obligation. Looks good. Flip down. J. Jonah will get the scoop and put it back in play. Nothing for Dr. Sinclair, and I'll get rid of Stop Hitting Yourself. He should have taken the damage. All right, we got control again, but we need to get damage is what we need, because it's getting late. Getting late. Hey, there's T'Challa. After T'Challa uses a basic power, resolve the special ability on 1 Black Panther upgrade. Cool. All right, it's damage time. We gotta put this thing to bed. All right, +4 here. Klaw is attacking for 1. I will defend. +2 is 4. So I take 2, and then I move a damage from me to an enemy. I'm going to pop this tough, and then I'm going to take a damage. I go to 9. Because I triggered this. I can get a tough status card. I don't want to do that. All right, then he cannot scheme here because he's confused. Then we get an encounter card each. This one is an assault, so I get attacked again. And I'll just take it. So 1, 2, 3. I guess that's where I should have gotten the tough status card. All right, and then this one over here is going to be a weapons runner, which will surge into sound manipulation, which will surge into an armored guard. Past this here. Need to defeat some enemies. Clawed Strike. That's where I need these. Something gave me piercing. I don't remember what it was. Okay. I have a web crawl, wall crawl. I have a stun gun. Oh, I have investigative journalism. When an enemy would scheme, cancel that activation and confuse that enemy. Didn't happen. All right. J. Jonah will get rid of 2 from here. Cindy will discard the overload to draw 2. I I don't need to heal, so I will flip up. I am going to punch the weapons runner and take it. Then probably need to play more into this kit is what I'm thinking. Across the Spider-Verse is play... That player may spend to repeat this ability. So I could go get one, which I think is pretty good. So I will spend these 2 to search my discard pile for a Web Warrior ally and put it into play. Madame Web, after Shinder's play. Spider Bite. I guess she's slightly... They're the same. Alright, so I can look at Web Warrior cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I can discard 1. This is going to be a 1 boost. This is going to be a 2. Alright, so let's just get rid of Shadow of the Past. We'll have an advance. We'll get rid of Threat. Okay. So we played that. Then we have all these web crawls. I can ready myself if I get rid of one of these, but also I can ready an attack, which might be the thing that I have. Oh, I have this. Oy. Okay, Scarlet Spider will make the sacrifice to get rid of this thing. Or get rid of the tough. Madame Web will attack it for 1. Spider-Man will go away. Ready me, attack it for 2. Oh, I don't get it. Darn it. Then there's a tough. Man. Maybe there was a better order there then. Trying. Okay, so I will play Wall Crawl. And I will discard a weapons runner. And I'll remove 5 threat from here. Then I will spend 2 for a stun gun. Use it to stun him. I will punch here for +1 because I have this, and I'll get this minion. All right, cool. Now I will spend this to heal 1, remove 1 threat from a scheme. Then I've got to figure out how to do that. All right, so then I will punch the tough off with a Koye. Trigger this ability to remove 1 threat from this scheme. This will pop. Look at the top 2 and gain 1. I will gain exhaustion. Cool. Maybe I forgot to do that with J. Jonah, but we're going to be fine. Hey, now we can do damage. So, do we play this? And we can't play the Clawed Strike. Could play T'Challa the next turn. Okay, so these 2 are going to play the Clawed Strike. I'm going to deal 4 damage to an enemy. 32. Then I'm going to trigger this, move 1 from here to here. 31. I'm going to flip down. I'm going to draw a card. This is going to allow me to play Spider Bites. I'm going to shuffle T'Challa back in with this. And I'm going to heal to full. And sadly, I guess I do this in the wrong order. Aneka attacks for 2, 29. All right, well, we're getting there. Got things out. Okay. Started to deal damage. Let's see what we can do from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Claws on the prowl. T'Challa, another on the prowl. So we got threat removal. We got claws. Just need that Wakanda forever, huh? 4 on the main. I forgot to draw with Cindy. 1. Just going to get an encounter card. We're going through these decks. Staying alive forever. Use this. Sorry, I'm not exhausting things. This one is confusing. Oh, when I get dealt a card, I can swap it with one of these cards. So I could take the Armored Guard instead of an event. Okay, that's what I want to do there. I have not been playing her like protection. I have been doing these not todays and ready for a fight. So I may need to do a little bit of that. He's stunned here. That's probably why. Schemes for 2 plus 0. So that's just going to go to 6. And then we get encounter cards. I think this one was, yeah, Surge, but that resolves, so I get it. Sound Body has the Retaliate back. Sonic Boom. I can exhaust these characters. That's going to be cheaper. So that resolves. Do I have to get rid of a random one? So I'll get rid of this Titanic Proportions because I'd rather have these ones for damage. Alright, so that's going to work pretty well. When I punch him, I can punch for 5. Alright, then over here, we are going to get the Grow Invulnerable with 5 threat on it because we've kept him under there. Alright, passes over here. We don't have buckets of threat this time, so that should be better. We don't need to heal. I did heal to 11, so we don't have to do that. We do probably want the Dora Milaje, so we'll exhaust these 2 supports to draw 2 cards. Invisibility Gear, hey, there's our Wakanda Forever. So let's go ahead and put these claws down. I'm still going to pass on T'Challa, I think. We will use this to heal one here. Hero or ally. So I will flip up first. And give myself +1/+1. And go from there. All right. These 2 are going to play this. All right, so 2 for On the Prowl is going to be remove 3 threat. So we're going to bring this down to 2 and trigger one of these things. Deal 2 damage. May discard this card to deal 3 damage. It is an attack, so we would take the Retaliate. Who cares? Take Retaliate, deal 5, 24. Then we will have a NECA. No, I can't thwart for 2. A NECA or Okoye will thwart for 2 here. Get rid of this. Trigger this. Remove 1. She'll attack for 2 to bring him down to 22. She's out. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Okay. So I didn't want to deal this one yet because I can do it on here. So I will spend 1 for the Invisibility Gear, play Wakanda Forever, and trigger all of these. So I'll move a damage from here to here. I will deal 1 damage to the villain. I can discard this to stun them. Yep. And then I can deal 5 and take another Retaliate. So down to 15 on the villain. Those are resolved. Shuffle back in. Wow. I think just the Clawed Strike. I think just time to deal damage. And then I got +2 this turn. So I can thwart this for 4. So I don't have to worry about that. And I've got T'Challa. Pretty good there. All right. Come over here. Silk can spend 2 to play Albert Moon. Spend 1. You know what? We'll just do the spoiling for a fight, maybe. Sure. We'll play the ready for a fight here. And that one goes down there. We'll try to figure this out. Okay. Then I can discard one of these cards. I'll discard Exhaustion, ready. I will punch, and when I punch, I get +1 for each card that has the same encounter set. So I'm going to punch here for 5. I take 1 to go to 9. I am good. I flip down. I don't mind my damn web is like that, but we're just going to leave her. When I flip down, J. Jonah can put my side scheme back out. Get the scoop. Dr. Sinclair cannot heal me. And then this is take the top card in counter deck or heal 1 for each card tucked under here. So I will heal 1. Oh, I'll take the top card, actually. Gives me 1. I'm at 9 instead. So then I could discard it to draw 2 to see if I get anything I could play. I cannot. I'll hold one of them. I'll cycle there. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ready for a fight. Be interesting to see if we can get this damage done. We got a lot there. Clawed Strike. Maybe T'Challa. Here's Io. Deal 1 damage to an enemy. I think Okoye should be at 2. All right, so this will go to 5. Stunned here. Schemes here for 2, 3, 4. This goes to 9. That's about where we've been sitting. 4 on this. Encounter. Accelerate. When revealed, find Atlas and reveal him. If he's already in play, he engages you. Face down encounter card. After we tuck it under here. Remove threat from a scheme. I don't think he can be found under there, so I think that this gains surge. Sorry, the master plan should go here. So this should be an assault. So I'm getting attacked. I'll defend. Hits me for 1, 2, 3. I take 1, and I send it back. Down to 9. All right. And then this is this. So this one will go to 8. That's fine. All right. J. Jonah removes 2 here. Oh, I could have done this. I always forget. Scarlet Spider again. Not a lot of damage. So we could discard, but we can punch for a lot. I think better than that would be clear some threat. Yeah. All right, so we'll flip up. We're going to spend 3 to get rid of this. We're going to punch for 5. He's down to 4. We are going to use Ready for a Fight to wall crawl, and we'll discard this Armored Guard so we can get rid of 5 threat from here. Madame Web will go away, and she will clear 2 threat from here. And I forgot about him. He could have given me a card, so we'll take that one. So we will discard this Weapons Runner. Ready, and then we can punch for 2, which I think will be good. All right, we'll hold this card. Looking good. All right, so over here we can play this, and then we could play Io, so that's what we will do. I can't get that in there, huh? All right, so we'll heal Okoye, give me +1. We'll have Okoye punch for 2, flip Klaw. We did it. Gains a toughness and 44. My goodness. Goes to 2 there. I don't have anything to get through that, huh? Yeah, so maybe what I should have done. Yeah, all right. So I'm gonna get rid of T'Challa. I'm gonna play Io first. Give the +1/+1 to them, And then when she activates, we'll kill this and then deal the 1 damage here. Then they can punch for 3, so we go to 41. And we will flip down. We'll draw 2. We're going to spend those to play Manifold. After they enter play, choose a player. That player searches for a side scheme. Sure. I will get a side scheme. I will get Going Undercover. The defeating player looks at the top 5 cards. We'll just clear this out of my deck. Okay. That one is there. I think we're getting close, everybody. And then Manifold will clear this 2 threat, so we have nothing to deal with, and hope from there. We'll shuffle T'Challa back in. Do we really care about T'Challa at this point? I think just the Clawed Strike is what we want. All right, then we're drawing 5, shuffling through, getting an encounter card. Two Clawed Strikes. So that's 8 damage. I can punch. Not quite enough, but gets us halfway down. This is cool how Silk starts punching for 5. I didn't see something like that, or 4, I guess, in this case. We'll keep Scarlet Spider, because that could work out. Shield and Stun Gun. All right. This goes up 3. It's attacking here. I will just defend. So it'll hit me for 2, 3, 4, 5. So I take 2. Actually, what can I defend with here? Spider reflexes +1. So I defend for 5, so I don't take any damage. And unfortunately, I don't have Stop Hitting Yourself. So that won't work, but I take no damage. Then Scheme's over here for 3 + 0. Well, that's helpful. So this will go to 6. And then we get cards. First card is Titanic Proportions. It will surge into Sound Manipulation. So Klaw heals 2, and I take 2 and get the card. I'm down to 5. Over here, we get Silk Sense Overload. Card would be tucked. I think we're okay. And Shadow of the Past. Uh-oh. So this Shadow of the Past is Klaw. So Klaw can't come out, so it's going to surge. Then we're going to get Manipulated Music, M-U-S-I-C. Find music and put her into play, engage with you. When defeated, remove music. So these are going to go here. So this is going to have 5 and a boost. And then music is going to have a boost. And move all threat from manipulated music to the main scheme when defeated. So if we killed music... All right, so we just have to get rid of both of those to deal with it. All right, not too bad. This will pass here. So if we do that, we're going to put threat on the main. So 43 damage is what we are looking at. What is our threat situation? Can stun, which will be helpful. We don't need to heal, so these 2 will draw us cards. We can get an infiltration if we want to just remove the manipulated music. It's not too bad. We could get one of our cards, so we could trigger it with this, which is probably smart. So we'll flip. We're going to go get the 2 damage one, the Panther Claws, and they come into play for free. We'll flip up. We're going to use Clawed Strike to deal 4 damage. And then trigger an effect. So we're going to deal 2. Here. We'll play Infiltrate and save 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got no minions, so we'll clear this. We discard this from play, so we don't have to worry about either of those. Gone. Okay. Music could even go under there, but that's okay. And then we're going to spend these 2 for another Clawed Strike. We're going to deal 4 damage, and then deal 2, so that's 31. Then we will use Dora Milaje on Okoye. Give +1/+1 to this one. This one will attack for 3. 28. Trigger deal. Nope. Trigger this. Give this +1. This one she'll attack for 3. 25. Trigger this, deal a damage. Woo, okay, there we go. Manifold could defend. I think I'll just remove 2 threat. Down to 24. It's looking close here. We'll shuffle a card back in. I'm liking these Clawed Strikes right now. 6 damage, and I can make it 9. All right, over here, I have a stun gun or a Scarlet Spider. I really just need to ready is the big thing. All right, so I discard this Titanic Proportions. I ready, I attack, I use the claws, 1, 2, 3. So I punch for 5 down to 19. This double will pay for this stun gun. I'll put this shield to a character on Okoye. I will flip. I will discard a card and draw 2. And I will spend these 3 to play Scarlet Spider. Enemy with scheming. I can't do that. Okay. The Scarlet Spider comes out, and Scarlet Spider will thwart for 1. Am I going to lose that? Probably. And I'll also trigger my stun gun. J. Jonah can remove 2 from this. I guess we'll do the going undercover. Albert Moon will give me another card. Okay. Just have to hope... Oh, wait. When a card would be tucked under your identity, place it here instead. All right. I can use Albert Moon to get through that. I can flip up here so that I don't get threat. Cool. 3, 4, 5. I think we got everything in place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe not damage. Oh, there's a swinging silk kick, so that should be pretty good. I think I can deal 9 with that. All right, 3 goes on here to go to 6. He's stunned, so he'll scheme over here. I think I'm okay, so it's 3, 4. This will go to 10. Still okay. And then card. T'Challa's Shadow. Shouldn't slow us down. And a second card. Oh, no, that's Atlas. Oh, that's the one thing I don't know. I bet I was supposed to get rid of Atlas. Caught off guard, we'll get rid of my energy shield. All right, we should be good. So that was the one thing. Maybe that card was supposed to find Atlas there. I'm not sure. We punch for a bunch, so we'll gain a card here. We'll flip up. I ain't going to deal with that. We are going to... how many techs do I have? For each tech card you control. Do I technically control this one? Yeah. So I'll spend 2 to play Spider Bite. Oh, actually, if I play this, 1 to play Spider Bite. 3 for a swinging Silk Kick. Deals 7 damage. You may discard a card tucked under yourself from the same encounter set. Oh, actually, I'll do that after I punch. So I punch for 4. I discard a card. I deal 7 plus 2 is 9, so that's 5. I will discard this one to ready. I will punch for 2. That's 3. And I'll pass it over to Black Panther. I will play T'Challa. T'Challa will come in, punch for 2, and trigger this thing for the win. Hey, we got there. That was a lot of control that we had to get through and everything. No, I mean, these precons work pretty well. They worked well together. I didn't get a lot of this going on because there was a lot of stunning. So it had a little bit of that like original Spider-Man feel of like, oh, I stun, and then I don't play my events that do all that stuff. But in general, it was fine. I was able to use all the Web Warrior cards and everything. And it was really cool, actually. I did not expect this Spider Claws to be so strong. This combo of readying and being able to use these was neat. Like, once you're able to get this stuff down. I didn't use this eidetic memory. I probably could be smarter about that. Again, on a first play, it's tricky. But again, I got so much stuff on the table that I was able to filter through the events and things that I was looking for. So there's that. Awesome, everybody. Well, that is my first play with Silk and Shuri. I hope you get yours as well soon and whatnot. Thanks, everybody. I will be at the Con of Heroes if you'll be in Minnesota. Otherwise, you can watch for other things. We'll be playing at some point and whatnot, but I'm going to go out there with a couple other people and play a whole bunch of games. So if you see me, feel free to say hi and whatnot. I would love to talk to you. In fact, I'd love to play with you. I have a whole bunch of heroes already packed and ready to go, so I'm in pretty good shape for all that. Now I just got to do all the flights. I'm not much of a traveler. It's not my favorite thing, but it's fine. I'm excited to go play with everybody, so that should be neat and whatnot. So cool. Thanks, everybody. I think that's it for me because that was a pretty long battle, an hour and a half. So that's about what I figured for first play with a pre-con against Expert. But there you go, Expert Klaw. One of my favorite fights in the game. It's just so fun. These decks were able to definitely maneuver it. It's just that time of, okay, now there's more threat, more minions. We got to get rid of them before we can deal with him. And then finally, once we flipped them, just boom, boom, boom. Done. Lots of damage. So cool. Well, thank you, everybody. Hopefully I will see you soon. If not in person, then on the channel again, playing with various aspects for each of these heroes. So thanks so much for watching. My name is the Brandt. Until next time, I hope you step into the portal. Bye, everybody. Have a good night. Woo! Claws out.